everyone, Rachel here with Rachel's Unique Crafts. So today we're gonna be doing something with pictures that I love to do. It's my passion. I've always done crafts with pictures for years and years and years. So this video, I'm gonna be up front with you. It's probably gonna be lengthy. So, and I have a lot of my followers who love to have step-by-step instructions. So for those that don't want step-by-step instructions, you can match that your screen if you're on a phone, and it will go up 10 seconds every time, or you can move your little bar and fast forward, okay? Because this one, I've just had a lot of comments that they enjoy the step-by-step, because I did have a few that wanted me to fast forward, and then I had more that wanted me to slow it down. So anyway, if you don't want to watch the step-by-step, you can move forward and see the end results, and we'll make everybody happy. But thank y'all for being here regardless if you want a slow video or a fast one, okay? Okay. Enough about all that. I did go ahead. This is a wood letter, and I'm doing this for a friend of mine. And she doesn't know it, so I'm going to have to wait probably a week or so to post this video, because I don't want her to see it before I get it to her. Okay, so it's 18 inches tall, and it is 13 inches wide, and it's probably what, a ½ inch thick. So I did, because you know, most people know how to paint, and all I did, no special nothing, I just used apple barrel black paint, and just painted all around it. Now you would not have to paint all of the top layer. If you didn't want to, you would need to go around the edges in case where your pictures are overlapping, if there was a crack or anything. That way you just wouldn't see bare wood. I always, when I do this, I turn my pictures black and white, and then I send them to be printed. Walgreens, Walmart, all the places around here. We're going to be using some Mod Podge. And I cut off probably about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, by going ahead, and I had a bunch of pictures that I printed, and then I start laying them out and kind of get an idea of about where I want them. Not exactly, but close. So I printed these out, I placed them, and they're not exact, because when you start laying these down, there's always a little, you want to leave a little room for error, because maybe they don't lay exactly like you really want them. First one thing, then another. So, and I have done this for some of my friends in the past, and they dearly loved them. So, I hope Miss Robin loves this too, because that's who I'm making it for. All right, let's see. Now, the first few times that I did this, let me tell you, my heart broke, because I'm a picture lover, I'm a picture hoarder, I love pictures. My kids will tell you, growing up, they hated pictures, because I took pictures. Lots of pictures. And I have thousands of pictures. So to cut a picture, it was like damaging something, damaging a memory of mine. So a lot of them I would just reprint so that when I did cut them, you know, I still have the original. I've made a couple of these for myself. I love these. Okay, you're gonna need some scissors, some sandpaper, or even a file, like a fingernail file, emery board or something, a black Sharpie if you're doing your letter in black. Now, I said I was going to show y'all. I have another one that I'm going to do, and I'll make another video, but it's a thick paper mache initial, and I'm going to do it, but not today. Not today. So, anyway. All right. Now, the name of my sign is backwards because y'all, after the storm, our internet is still kind of sketchy, so I'm having to just do on a different camera. So, and it's not allowing me to flip. All right, so to start off, you're gonna wanna pick one end, and the way I decide of where I wanna start is this one is going up under the next one. So I know that I can go ahead and lay it down, and this one's going to go on top. Now, some of them are not going to be that way. You're going to flip-flop back, and you're going to have to raise a few up and put them back down, all that kind of good stuff. But let's get started. I've already wasted a little bit of your time. I'm sorry about that. So this is Mod Podge, and you want to you don't want it like lumpy up under there, but you do want it to be full, you know, a good coat on there, because your wood has got grains in it. Now, I lay mine down. I do like to come up like this so that it gets Mod Podge, and I know I'm far away. Let's see. We'll tilt it a little bit right so the picture, the edge of it is here. I'm going this away so that Mod Podge takes the edge of that picture, and it kind of like seals it. Okay, now it's still wet, so it will still move. All right, and they're hanging off the letter, but I'm going to show you something. It's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. All right. And your letters curve. So on this one, it was going to show some of the wood, so I left this one bigger so that it would kind of get that curve and kind of hide that little bit of the piece of wood. This is probably one of my most favorite crafts to do. Years ago, I found this on Etsy. No, I didn't. I just told y'all a story. I found this on Pinterest. Somebody had made one using Mod Podge, and so I have been making them for several years, well, more than several. I was gonna say I didn't think that was the picture I had, and I will tell you, I thought I had ruined my pictures when I did it, but I wish I had remembered to bring my other two in here that I have done for myself. But I'm I'm the person that always thinks about something after the fact. So, okay, now I'm laying down the second picture right on top. It overlapped. And so now I'm going to take my Mod Podge where this one and do just like that. So you see it is going to be lengthy, but it is going to be okay. Y'all can fast forward that video if you want to. It'll be quite okay. And in doing this, you kind of have to plan ahead on where your next picture is going to be, and the next picture, and the next. And make sure that you've got enough room where these are, that you've got enough room for the next picture. And I had a few more. I said if I had some more room, I would fit some more in here. Okay. It's kind of like putting a puzzle together. So now I'm going around the edge and I'm getting that Mod Podge on that one now that I'm putting this one down. And whatever color, I have only done black and white or black bases. But whatever color of your letter that you're wanting to do, or whatever, I'm saying letter, you could do, you know, numbers or anything else. Whatever color that you paint it, you would need to get you that color of Sharpie. And my fingers will be quite covered with Mod Podge by the time I am over or done. And the first time I done this again, I thought I had ruined my pictures. Once I put the Mod Podge on there, I was slightly new to Mod Podge, and I thought, what if this does not dry clear? But they do. And I will tell y'all something. Depending on your age, you know, nowadays they have machines that print pictures. Well, you know, back years ago, you would take your roll of film to the film developing place, whether it be Walmart, Howard's, or TGMY, or, you know, all those little places. And it was probably different depending on what part of the country you're in. But, you know, you get your roll of film developed, and then you go pick up your pictures. Well, when they developed those, whether it was a 110, and some people are not even going to know what that means, but whether it was a 110 or a 35 millimeter or whatever your film was, they would run them through water, and you know, when they were developed, your pictures would go through water. So when my parents' house burned, a lot of their pictures was in there and got damaged. And they got so damaged that the heat stuck them together. Okay, so I'm getting somewhere, y'all. I got a one-track mind, and if it gets off track, then we've all had it. Anyway, so I took the pictures, and I was going to try to work on them, you know, try to save some for my mom, because, you know, there again, pictures was my passion. I love pictures. And it just broke my heart that all these pictures, you know, because that's memories. That's a piece of your history, you know, your life. So I took the pictures. There was boxes of pictures. And I brought them home. And I had a used car lot, so I had my own office. And let's move it a little bit. I'm mashing down on the picture, and it kind of makes a crease, but that way I know where the line is, where my picture, make sure my picture's not, I do get what I want on that board. So anyway, I brought these boxes of pictures home with me, and I would take them to work with me every day. And I thought, you know, they used to develop pictures in water. So I got me some tubs. It's about that thick, deep. And I took some pictures, and I laid them down in that, submerged them down in the water. And when I tried that on a couple of them, and they started coming apart without being, you know, damaged, y'all, this was one happy girl, because that was all my mother's pictures, you know, that I was working on saving, and I was so happy. Oh, I was happy. So we saved a lot of her pictures, and I did that for weeks of just, you know, I'd soak them, and some of them would have to soak for, you know, several hours. So just know there was some smoke damaged, but we saved a lot of pictures. This one, okay, we got it. And by going ahead and putting some Mod Podge on the edge there, that helps it to go ahead and start sealing and drying. And I don't cut a big clunk at one time. I may cut it 3 or 4 times, but I usually don't cut a big clunk at one time, because I have cut too much and then not be able to use that picture where I wanted it or where I needed it. So, and it's still hanging off some. Thinking I might get another picture in there, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to. Seeing what small ones I have up here. Because I like to try to get as many pictures as possible. Let's see if we can't get this other little picture in here. There's so many cute little pictures. Now, I wanted to get them all, but you just can't get. My last name starts with a B, so B has more room to get more pictures in than an L. My mom and dad's last name is L, and I did theirs. I think we're gonna get this picture in here. And you see, like I'm cutting right at the back of a head. I left a little bit in the front because it's into a birthday cake. This one is cut where it's right there on the edge of their face. Now some of their face may be cut off, and you say, well, that won't look good. But y'all just wait, because it does. It all turns out in the end. And you don't have to use little pictures. You can use bigger pictures and it would go a lot faster. But to me, I like all the little pictures because you just get more memories in that one little frame. And you could just put the Mod Podge on the back of here, but like with me doing it on the board, I'm getting it up, where I can sweep it kind of next and up under that other picture and help it to be more durable and stable. Oh yeah, and we're gonna need an X-Stone knife. Get these edges. and we'll put another coat on here, but this just helps these to go ahead and stay in place and not move around and start to dry. Precious. I love doing gifts like this because it's a gift you can't buy at the store. Stay right there. To me, it's more meaningful. Okay, and then here's where I had laid this one down, but this one's gonna have to go up under it. So I'm gonna lift it a little bit. Now, this is the harder part. I can either turn it sideways or upside down because I've got the bottom part of this done. But now, because these, and this is what I was saying about where to start and where not to start and all that good stuff, these are going to go up under here, but not knowing if I've got room for another one or not and how these are going to lay, I need to start up here and then come down a little bit and then kind of go in the middle. I hope that makes sense. I hope. And this one is where this picture, his face got cut off, so I'm trying to get the picture right on the edge of up here because I want to get as much of his face that I can. And y'all, I do have a trash can beside me. I'm throwing these in. So this one I'm trying to work and get as much of his face because half of it's already cut off. Y'all, the first time now, it's not gonna take nowhere near, not even half as long as it did the first time I did one of these. The first time was like 8 hours. I spent all day. Now, they do not take that long now, but the first ones that I did, it did, because I didn't know what I was doing. That's why I like to get my scraps put in the trash can because they can get picked up. I'm just going to the edge here. This is where I don't want them crooked, so I'm trying to look. And I was going to try to get this one in. This one I knew was going to be really, really tight. I'm just trying to trim off literally as much as I can. Without shaving heads. You can always lay your finger there and kind of judge if it's going to work. And I want to do it because I really want that picture on here. And so it's real important to make sure your wood, your board is covered in Mod Podge. And I'm gonna try to lift that picture up. I don't want it going sideways, but it's just a little tedious. I'm lifting that one. See how much that already dried? So make sure, because it doesn't look like it got real covered enough, because it was easy to come up. You don't want it to be like lumpy, but you do want plenty of coverage on there. How did you get pulled all the way over there? how much of this one I can squeeze into here. Okay. I was more nervous about that one because I really wanted that picture in there. And so when I get through, I'm going to hold it up close and let y'all see what I'm talking about with cutting off faces and stuff. And it sounds like it's not going to look good. You know, who wants a picture where their face is cut off? But let me tell you, they look good. Because it's just like little snips of memories, little snips of your life, you know. Oh, I remember that day, or I remember that, or guess what happened on that day? Guess what we were doing that day? You know, it's just little pieces of life. Little pieces of life. I think a few of these are really too big. Just cutting the picture, you know, right up there at the little tops of their little heads. And like I said, different letters will allow you to have, you know, some bigger pictures, some, you know, more pictures. And you're just trimming and placing. I made one and I've got it hanging in our living room. Then I had another one that I made for my office at work, and then they came and told us we couldn't have anything personal in our office. And I had made the one for my office of just of our boys. Okay, what I'm doing now is just trying to ease them up, you know, cut them as much as possible to see if I can't get one more picture on there, you know. It's one more memory, you know. And I have done this for, you know, for some of my friends, and you know, it's easy to get a hold of pictures nowadays of people because, you know, of social media. Works real good. see if I have one more. I think this one will be too big. But you can get pictures. You know, I wouldn't get pictures of, you know, somebody just to be getting pictures. It'd definitely be to do something like this, you know. I need one more. Let's see if I can get this one. You just start cutting down. Now this one I know I've got to get in a little spot. We're going to try to share the spot with this one. So, and it's on that branch of the L. So let's see here. I think it's going to work. Just trying to get it just as slim as I can. Okay. So now get off some of these little pieces, y'all. Okay. So now that I've got these laid out, what we got to do is come up here and just ease it down a little bit and start putting these in place. So I will get these going up as tightly as I can. Now, there is a way to make these look nice and neat. I didn't go far enough down on my Mod Podge. I'm staggering this one just a little bit. It just gives it another dimension y'all, I'm the only one that uses my brushes, so they do go in my mouth. It's my extra hole. It's my extra hand, my extra holder. I don't like looking at them sideways because I want to make sure that they're, if I look at them sideways, they're going to be going sideways. And that would be all upside down. The expressions on these babies. They're just priceless. Precious, precious. And see, it's like this one. There's a bunch of empty space there where there was nothing on the picture, so you can cut it, angle it down, and then you can see more of the picture that's above it. Now, right now, I'm going every which way with my Mod Podge. But when we get down to the last step where we put the final coat of Mod Podge on there, we're gonna go all in one direction. So that when the final coat, you got your grain. It's just like in a grain of wood, you know, you want it all going up and down. So we'll do that. And like I said, I knew this was gonna be a long video, and that's why I wanted to let y'all know up front. But for someone that is really interested in doing this, I mean, I wish I had some, you know, someone to watch to see how I wanted to do it, and to learn, you know, from them the ins and outs and do's and don'ts and what you needed and how they, you know, how they did it. Just like that one is, it's already sticking. And you want them to be stuck really good in a fast manner, because the next step, you're going to want them to be on the drying end. On the drying end. it's moving right along. We don't have but just a couple of pictures left. Okay, we got 3 more little rows. And like I said, the first, it took me like, you know, it's faster if you know what pictures you want to use. I was trying to figure out the other night, making sure I tried to have, you know, did I get this one or did I get that one? Am I missing one? Who is this? Or, you know, not knowing all the people, then it makes a difference. So, you know, if you're doing your own, it makes it a little quicker. But you still you need to lay them out and make sure that the pictures that you got, you know, where they're gonna lay or how they're gonna fit, kinda. Using the paintbrush today. And so see, we got 2 extra pictures in that I didn't realize that we was gonna get in. So that's always good. Okay, so now I had lifted this one. I need to go back in and make sure that I get a good bit of Mod Podge there. See, when I got 2 beside each other, I have to stop and think. It's going to overlap. I need Mod Podge on that one too. Now we need to get over here, and we're fixing to have all our pictures on. That's the majority of the time. Once you get your pictures on, it's pretty fast going after that. Let me put some Mod Podge around this last one here. Okay. If you got some thick places, you can just wipe them. Y'all, it's looking amazing. All right, I'm gonna put that down in there for a moment. And see, we have our collage of pictures that they overlap. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so now we need an extra knife, some scissors, that and that. Okay, so I'm gonna start where my pictures are the driest, because you don't want to move your pictures around or unstick them. So I'm just gonna cut into one. You got to be careful because your knife, you're going up and down. So when you're coming up, you don't want to bring your picture up with it. just turning it around in circles. Sometimes I get a piece of the wood, like just then, and it's all okay. And that's another reason I like the black and white pictures. I've always loved black and white pictures, but being that they are black and white and that I painted the initial black, and we have a black Sharpie, everything's good. Now your sandpaper can work, but you got to remember on most of these the pictures are overlapping, so they're going to be thicker. Than just a one layer picture. And you would not want to go in from the back side because it would push your picture off of there. I'm going up on some of my wet area, so I need to wait on that. I get carried away. Let me go over here. I'm right-handed, so and these pictures, being they've got the Mod Podge on them, they're tougher to cut through. Let's see how this is going to work. You know, when you're doing, it's not going to work too good. When you're doing like scrapbook paper, those little sanding blocks work good. But there's a very important step, and that is with your Sharpie. If y'all don't want to watch this part, you can go ahead and you can fast forward if you want to. This part is just tedious. Because you're trying to get all the little edges so that it's smooth and there's none hanging over. If the picture's hanging over, it's probably going to peel off. And it does help. Make sure you have a sharp little knife. This little tool is quite handy. I have used many blades on these little things because you're getting into the wood some. These are a little wet, but I'm trying to just go down and not come up. And the straighter they are, the easier they are to do. See how that's going by pretty quick. A little piece of the picture's got layers on it. So you get that top layer cut, and then that paper layer is left back there. You definitely don't want children doing this. Not no young ones anyway. Basically, the ones I'm cutting now are just getting all the excess off. A little bit right there. It's that paper level or layer. So we've gotten around here. All down here and all the way up here. Let's get around this top. I hope she loves it. I told y'all I was gonna have Mod Podge all over my hands, and well, true enough. Y'all, it is September now, and it is still up in the 90s, the upper 90s. I'm so ready for some cool fall weather. It's hard to think about decorating with fall pumpkins when it feels like it's 110 degrees outside. It just needs some cooler weather. So ready for cool, brisk mornings and just be so nice. It's just, it's hard. You know, a couple years ago, it was, you know, we were in December, and I wasn't even wanting to decorate for Christmas because it didn't feel like it because it was warm down here. when we go around with the Mod Podge, you do want to brush your finger up against the pictures to make sure that none of them are lifting, because you're probably going to have a few that are going to lift until you get that final coat on. That's probably where that would work good, is to get that, yeah, fuzz off of there, all the you want a good, clean, smooth edge. And you see how it's got that white line going? That's the side. You think that your pictures don't have 4 sides? They have 4 sides. I realized that when I started doing these. And you don't think about it, but when you're doing projects like this, you see that white edge. So we're going to take care of that too. We're coming around the edge of this one now. We're gonna go, and I debated on just not even finishing it on this video, but I'm gonna finish it, and then y'all can fast forward if you want to. Because I want you to see the final project on all of it. Okay, we're coming around. It's gonna get quicker now as we get around this curve. I was thinking I need to get out my fall stuff. And I've got some pumpkins I need to get made with y'all. And I've got some ornaments I want to get made with y'all that involves pictures. So that should be coming up soon. Every year I make me some pictures, some ornaments with pictures. I have a Christmas tree that I'll be showing y'all, and it's got nothing on it but a garland, and I'm thinking I may change that this year too. I've left the tree up all year long. It's in my dining room. It's a small pencil tree, but I mean the ornaments is nothing but pictures. So. And it's on a rotating stand so that, you know, you can have pictures all the way around it. And you get to see all the pictures. You get to see all the ornaments. And y'all, I'm holding that next picture as I go because of it lifting. Keep it from lifting. Okay, I'm gonna trim off some of the big stuff here. You just use this little X-O knife and these are great Christmas presents, you know, parents for your in-laws, or someone special in your life, you know, that I got little marshmallows coming around here. Bake, bake. This is a really rough piece of sand block. I say sand block, and I think of that Mr. Sandman, come bring me your dream. Okay. All right, we just got this little section right here. Hold your pictures down. Let's go this way. This shouldn't take just a few more minutes, and we're gonna hop on to the next step. Y'all let me know who would try this. Who wants to do one of these? Now the paper mache ones, you can't do this step, so it's a little bit more, I don't know. You got to calculate a little better, because the paper mache, if you did the X-O knife on the it, you would cut it. So this is one part that, you know, you have to actually have your pictures cut out to size before putting them on. And you can feel, and it feels smooth. Okay, let's get this little section right here. Precious, precious, precious. And y'all, I turn this thing every which way but loose. One minute I think it's easier to work one way, and the next minute I'm turning it another way. These curves are the most tedious. I've done E's, I've done M's, B's, L's, M's, N's. See, right there, I went up and it took the picture up. Now that I'm trying to pull it up, it don't want to come up. Just get you some Mod Podge. Go right back up under it. Deco knife goes crawling away. Okay, now this step, we don't need this anymore. I basically had it on there because I put them all on here and then I had to move it because I had to have my table. And so, okay, this step, because we've used a little sandpaper, we need to wipe all that off. They're just priceless. It's a priceless gift. It'll just hold memories, you know. All right, we got one little section here that needs a little bit more trim. This is your friend, because now when, see how it's got that white line, and then if you look in here you can see a little bit where the little knife kind of nipped it. Begins as black. Little pieces of little shaving, excuse me, from the pictures gets caught up. Now you want to be careful, because if you write on them, it's not coming off on your pictures. So I find it easier to do it from the back side to the front, and that way you're not as likely to get the pictures it slip and you write on them. I'm gonna go part of the way down and I'm gonna let y'all see the difference. It just makes it look like a more professional finish. See where it's black and then it's white here? It's black here and it's white here. So to me, this step just, it makes a big difference, especially when you're seeing it, you know, not on camera, but you know, right here with it. You just see such a major change and how it looks. And those little places I nipped. You could get the paint back out. But they're so, you know, few and so small. I just go over with a black Sharpie. So if you was gonna do like red, you know, red letter, then you would want to get a red Sharpie and go on the edges of your pictures and touch up. I would make sure it was pretty close to the same color, you know, the Sharpie to your, because you are going to get on the wood some. I just think that's a finishing touch that is makes a big difference. Hi, I'm right here at you. And yes, the reason why I know that if you accidentally mark on your pictures, it's not coming off, or I've never found anything to get it off, even on top of the Mod Podge, it's because I've done it. And every time I was doing it, I was doing it because I was doing this way. Oh, I can be careful when I can do it. No, I've messed up every time. So I just try to always do it from the bottom up, that way if it slips, it's mostly going to go underneath instead of on top, because most of my pen is underneath. Now we're close to the end. It's been a long video, I'm sure. Probably about an hour and a half. But I did want to do it step by step for the ones that did want to see it. And then the ones that didn't, they can fast forward. But then they don't know some of the tips that I give in between times. Because, you know, me, I don't know about anybody else, I think of the things as I do them, you know, or sometimes after the fact, but so if you're doing something, you're more out to think of it than just, you know, telling somebody. And when they fast forward, they don't know what all we talked about during this time. They missing out. They might not know that, you know, I might have shared a secret while they were gone. That's okay. All right, y'all. And black does show anything like little particle stuff that you get on it. It's gonna show it. But doing them black and white is my favorite. Absolutely. Okay, get this one little loop here. And we'll be moving on. And see, I had Mod Podge all along, covering almost every picture at every point. But I've already put Mod Podge on all the seams, and I overlapped it and see it dry clear. We had my dad to cut out. Now this letter came from Hobby Lobby. We had my dad to cut out a big L because their last name is L. And I did get more pictures on theirs because it was a lot bigger. So, you know, if you can find somebody that can cut out some wood for you, then that would be great. If not, you can get these from Hobby Lobby. See what a nice finish that is? Okay. Okay. It's already looking good. Tell me, be careful. Doing it the wrong way. When I'm doing something for myself, it doesn't, you know, always have to be perfect, but when I'm doing something for somebody, I like for it to be as perfect as I can get it. Now, this is our final coat of Mod Podge. I don't want a lot on the edges, but I do want some. And I will wipe them. And notice I'm going in one direction. And I want to make sure all of it is covered. And we did not have any areas where there was a blank spot. But a lot of times, like in the corner, sometimes if a picture's not long enough or you cut it too short, sometimes in the corners you can have a little bare spot. I try not to have those, but every once in a while it's unavoidable. So just know that could happen and to watch out. That's why a lot of times I leave my pictures larger than what they really need to be and just overlap them more. And that's why I don't cut them to size before I put them on there, because the little nooks and crevices, if it's not aligned just right, you'll get those. So that's just a little tip. And before I ship this, once it's dry, I will go with my hand and rub it and just make sure that none of the edges, which I don't think they are now, I only have one, and it was over here that was coming up. It's the only one that I felt. But I'll check and make sure none of the edges are coming up. And if they are, I'll go on the side. You just do it with your brush like this. You get that Mod Podge on there to seal it. Believe me, the first one I did, I had to go back over a few and add more Mod Podge. Now if you leave a puddle of Mod Podge, this is glue and water basically is what Mod Podge is. If you leave a puddle of the Mod Podge on this black part, it can like leave a little, like a little puddle of white residue. And just kind of, you know, keep glancing over your pictures and make sure that they're all covered in Mod Podge, because them overlapping and me getting into the, see how they won't hardly lift, because I was sealing them to each other as I was going. Almost done, y'all. And you can see where I'm putting the fresh on and where I've already been. It's been a few minutes. They're starting to dry. They don't take but a couple of hours, and it just gets more clear and more clear. And probably in about, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours, it'll be pretty dry. And you'll have the finished look. So y'all have to let me know if y'all are gonna try this, or if you like it. I think that, you know, you would hang one in your house. I love mine. I do. Really, really do. But I'm a picture freak too, so I love my pictures. It's just memories, you know, as I've gotten older, and you know, you forget about, you know, things that happened, and I wish I had wrote down things that my kids had said back in the day, you know, when they were little, because I tend to forget, you know, and so by seeing pictures, you just, it brings back memories, and, you know, you can relive those moments, and some moments we don't want to relive, but hey, some we do. I'm just getting a nice, good, thick coat on here. I don't want it like puddles, but I do want it all nice and covered. Over it, making sure. Make sure we don't have puddles everywhere on the black part. Okay, so you see it's got a clearing down here. That's where we started out, was down here. So it's starting to clear, so you can start to see the pictures come through. and then the top is real foggy. So as it dries, these are going to come clear. And see the edges? You don't see no white line like you do on the edge of a picture. Is white, and you don't really realize it until you get up against a black surface, and then you can see that white line. But there's no white line now, and it's because we covered the edge of the picture with a black Sharpie. So that's my tip. That's my trick. That's a trick that just makes it look more professional, more clean, and always clean it off. You know, your edges, after you get it cut with your exit wherever it went. I'm fixing the fall, y'all. This little thing is real handy now. Be careful, because it's like a little razor blade and it can cut you. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. I appreciate the ones that stayed all the way through. If not, I appreciate the ones that fast forward. At least you can see the end result. So thank y'all. I hope Miss Robin loves it. So y'all remember that I love you all, and get to crafting and make something beautiful. And let me know in the comments if you like this idea, if you like this kind of crafts, and if y'all would like to see the little ornaments. I make different kinds, but the ornaments, doing pictures and stuff. Let me know in the comments. And if you don't mind, share the video, hit the share button. Share it with your friends in a text message, in Messenger, and social media. Tell them to join us. Have some fun. The more the merrier. So, I love you all. Thank y'all. I appreciate each and every one. I appreciate each and every minute that y'all watch. And until next time, y'all get to crafting, make something beautiful, and I'm going to see what else we can come up with. See y'all later, y'all. Bye-bye.